Hello everybody, I'm the Sonic Arrow and welcome back to Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward. I'm missing half my face, so I look like I'm going through puberty again. I hate it. Also, I have a second chin. Ugh, I hate it. This is why I don't shave my face, because I look awful. And this is why I don't take off my headphones. I'm missing half of the top of my head. But anyway, we're going back to Warehouse A. We have just gone through the pod room, although I have an issue. I disconnected my headphones for some reason, and that caused the game to and freeze. So I had to go through the pod room again. I knew the answer to the tablet, and so I went to put the key in the lock, but Clover said, "Aren't we forgetting about Quark?" So we put him in one of the pods, solved the rest of the puzzles, got all that. I didn't have to do a damn thing. They solved the rest of the puzzles themselves. So bada bing, bada boom, we figured it out. But this is... I didn't save before everything went kablooey. So I had to force quit my freaking game because it froze and did nothing. Like, absolutely nothing. I could do nothing about the scene. It had stopped. I couldn't even get it to say auto or stop. Auto, stop. That whole thing, but it just never mind. I got through the thing again without forcing you to go through it, and now we're here. This is immediately after we get out of the pod room. Boom. Are we the last ones? Tenmyoji's expression was furious, and from the way he was stomping toward me, I felt like I only had a few seconds before I was on the ground with his hands around my neck. I explained what had happened with Quark and the pods as quick as I could. No, they're definitely safe. He's fine. As soon as she finished, she was off. Tenmyoji followed at her heels, and in the blink of an eye they were gone, out the magenta door. Alright, you guys got some splaining to do. You opened the AB gates before Clover and I got back, didn't you? I want to know why the hell you'd go and do something like that. As she spoke, Phi gestured toward the line of AB rooms. Only one was open. So you're saying only one person or one pair jumped the gun here? Well, then who was it? So it was you. Figured as much. Yes, Dio. Yes, it is a big deal. No, not just. Are you telling me you didn't know? Didn't you find one of these notes? We found this in the treatment center. It's true. Oh, so the other room's a pantry. Huh. Well, whatever. You should really probably read it, though. You get it now? If we hadn't gotten back in time, Clover, Quark, and I could have died. And you just... So you wouldn't have opened the gate if you did? Do Milkmen Go comedy? Yeah. No. It's not really that kind of place. It just had those pods and that was it. Besides, if we found anything to cure Radical 6, we wouldn't have put Quark in the pod. No, unfortunately. Oh, well, it sits on the screen next to the pods. Something about how it can provide relief from the symptoms, but it can't actually cure the disease. It's better than nothing, though. Oh, right, there's one more thing about the pods I should tell you. As quickly as I could, I explained what the records had said about the pod's occupants and their cold sleep. Yeah, 3 of the people, if you don't remember from last episode, had woken up and defrosted. If you can trust what we read, yeah. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It didn't say who they were or even when they were frozen. Yeah, I think so. What? Oh! So if we go into cold sleep, our bracelets would come off. The armor. No, we have to vote. But when Clover and I were here, it worked. Yeah, that's true. Before Kate could finish, the announcer's voice echoed through the facility. Like 5 or 10 minutes, right? 10 minutes. Okay, I gotta say something. Like, this series is probably my favorite series for, like, visual novel type games. Like, you may not have any, we're walking around, la-di-da type stuff, but, like, this game's great. I love it. Like, it's such, it gets you thinking, like, what's the end goal? Like, we didn't know what the end goal was until we figured out Akane was Zero in 999. And we didn't know who Zero was in ZTD. And I'm not spoiling that because I never uploaded that series. So I'm just gonna leave it there. There's just a bunch of twists and turns. Like, I think I have an idea of who Zero Senior is. Like, there's major plot points for Zero Time Dilemma that I'm not gonna spoil, but I think I know who Zero Senior is. Like, it seems obvious, but just it's clicking a little. Like, this is Zero the Third, and I know who Zero the Second is. And we know who Zero the First is. It's Akane. But who's Zero the Second? Or, like, who created Zero the Third? I know who that is. Like, so this is making a bit of sense. But at the same time, I know things about Sigma and Phi and Junpei and Akane, and just I know things about the future of the series, and everything's gonna click as soon as I finish this game. But just, this game is a little predictable. Like, it's not a bad thing. Like, you know where the urgency comes from, and yeah, Sigma Dio didn't know about the penalty rule, so cut him some slack. Like, there were different notes found in each of the rooms, so, but I have not checked the pantry yet. But I have a bug bite on my arm, and it's awful. It itches. It's just bad. But this game has me on the edge of my seat. I'm always wanting to record more, and when I have to manage my time, like, I had an exam to take yesterday, so I couldn't record any episodes. I had stuff to do the day before, and so I only got to record a couple episodes. But did I actually record any yesterday? Yeah, actually, maybe I did. No, I didn't. I played a little bit. I played back to where I was after the last episode and saved. And then I had to go to bed. Because that's right. I was talking with my friend until 3 a.m. last night. Okay, yep, that makes sense. But just, this game is great. I love this game. Like, this series. Like, started out on DS, went to, and the second and third title went to 3DS. Like, 999 was DS, and Virtue's Last Reward. That's a 3DS, PlayStation TV, Vita 4 game, and like Zero Time Dilemma. It's a PC and 3DS as far as I know. But it's a good game. Like, these games are great. So, like, I don't. Actually, yeah, they were released in North America. Duh. I looked it up. But just Zero Escape. It is just like Saw, except it has more fantastical elements, and it's an anime feel. That's what I love. Like the Saw movie, some psycho could actually do that. My mother's right. She hates the Saw movies for that reason. Some psycho could actually do that. This one, no chance, because I don't think the morphogenic. I think the morphogenetic field is like quantum theoretics. Like, it deals with quantum physics, or it's a hypothetical quantum physics subject. That's just an explanation for something. Don't know what. It explains the race to which mountain deal, like the telepathy between the siblings, even though the siblings were aliens in the original movie, as far as I remember. But just, it deals with science that sounds plausible, is based in reality, and I don't know, it's just cool. It's cool, man. It's just awesome. This shit is what my nerdy mind lives for. And if I could study this stuff and have actual results and knew where to start, hell yeah. But no, I'm gonna be a psychologist. I'm gonna get a degree in psychology and go from there. And no, if I discovered time travel, I would lock myself in my mansion in my Scrooge McDuck-esque pool of money, and I would never see the light of day again because I would be drowning in my money. So if I discovered time travel, you ain't seeing me ever again. I would dedicate all my time and my royalties to doing this. I would be a professional YouTuber if I discovered time travel. Bada bing, bada boom, that's it. Like, I would do this for the rest of my life if I was well off on money, but I am not. So, hello there. I'm just gonna keep doing this as a hobby. But if I could figure out stuff like in this game, whew, like, if I could prove there's a morphogenetic field, I'd be raking in the dough. Anyway, we're gonna continue this. But I love this series. Okay, the one thing I hate about this game. Oh, come on. Back at the Flore warehouse, we open the AB rooms. I hate that I had to choose Betray to get to this point. And I forget. Quark has enough points. Open the AB rooms. Who's got the bells on their shoes? Alright, Clover. We should probably head in too. I'm not liking Clover's behavior. Getting me to choose Betray. It's time. Yeah. You told me we should betray Quark since we might not get another chance like this. Right? Huh? Hey, that's more than just a little bit. It's like someone trading in a Shih Tzu for a German Shepherd. What the hell happened with you two? Did he say something to you? What? Why? I won't laugh. Promise. Hey, come on. Alright then. No pushing. Alright, fine. I won't ask about it again. But Tenmyoji doesn't really have anything to do with this, right? Our opponent is Quark. Again. You seem pretty ready to betray him back on floor B. Oh, so you're saying you know who Tenmyoji really is? Come on, Sigma, not now. You're not going to try and vote yourself? Alright. That I turned to face the voting machine. The question was, what would I do? Ally or betray? Ally! Just as Clover said, betraying Quark was like betraying Tenmyoji. That wasn't even taken in consideration that Quark was just a kid, and he was infected with a deadly disease that would almost certainly kill him if we didn't do something. How could I betray someone like that? Only a monster would take advantage of a helpless child for their own gain. On the other hand, what Clover had said in the warehouse on 4B was true. It was unlikely that I'd get a chance like this again. If I chose betray, I'd have 9 BP. Would I be able to escape this godforsaken hellhole? So what would my choice be? What would I do? Ally or betray? I chose... Of course we choose ally! That's a dick move! But I have to choose it to get the other ending. That's what sucks about this game. You're forced to choose the other option to see the other outcome. No, 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 no. You didn't see me push the button? Huh. Well, you'll know in a moment. Let's go. Give her a light pat on the shoulder and headed toward the wall where the results would be displayed. Of course. Why does Dio keep betraying everybody? Yeah. Quark is sick, a kid, and unable to vote. I couldn't bring myself to betray someone like that. No need to thank me. I only did what anyone would have. So you guys chose Ally too, huh? Yeah, you didn't have much choice. Alice K and Dio, on the other hand, seem to have had a less pleasant round. Alice gritted her teeth and scowled fiercely at Dio, apparently trying to think of a rebuttal before finally snorting indignantly and stalking away. Shortly thereafter, the warehouse was filled with the rumbling sound of the door sliding shut. As many times as we want, huh? Then that means... Guess we're going this way. But over here is, like, one of the true ways forward. But of course, this has a lock on it. Number 3. This was lock number 2, so I'm guessing one of these has a lock on it too. Well, obviously. There's so many branching paths. As soon as we're done on this end, like, as soon as we've got these two, I really don't want to get this one right here. As soon as we finish this one, like, I'm gonna unlock things, but I'm not gonna continue with them until we know exactly where we're going. So, I'm gonna get all of these down here, and then I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, he did. You guys all show me your bracelets? I want to see what all colors and groups are this time. The moments a series of wrists were extended for me to examine. Red solo, blue pair, green solo, magenta pair, blue solo. I see. Luna and Clover are a cyan pair, and Phi and Alice are a magenta pair. The remaining 3 are all solos. K is red, D is green, and I'm blue. How are the groups supposed to work for the next round? Well, Tenmyoji and Quark are a yellow pair. I think next doors are going to be those white ones down in floor B warehouse. Yeah, so lay it out for us. How are the groups going to shake out this time? If I nodded and began to explain. Option A. Tenmyoji and Quark yellow pair up with me, blue, to open one door. Phi and Alice magenta pair up with Dio green to open another door. Luna and Clover cyan pair up with K red to open the last one. Ouch. Self-burn. Those are rare. Yeah, about 80 minutes. Of course I'll help. What kind of a jerk wouldn't? After some discussion, Dio and K were assigned to the pantry, Luna and Alice to the treatment center, and Clover, Phi, and myself to the pressure exchange chamber. Ooh. Okay, hold on. Hold on. The way I said, ooh, that was weird, right? Like, I'm going with Phi and Clover. I know, okay, I know secrets about Phi and Sigma that I'm not gonna divulge, but we all nodded. Kay turned to Alice and Luna. With a final nod to one another, we split up. Each team headed in a different direction. Okay, here we go. So we're going to the pressure chamber. So this is the pressure exchange chamber. So we're meeting an end here. Did you talk to her when you were waiting for us back in the warehouse? Well, let's head downstairs then. How are we going to meet a sticky end this time? So this is the real thing. Why do they have something like this here? Apparently the pressure inside the facility was a lot higher than the pressure outside. It was part of a system designed to keep the virus from getting in. Did mean, however, that we'd need to go through a decompression process in order to get outside. I see. Whoa, 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 whoa. Then that newspaper article was right? So the air out there is teeming with Radical 6. Damn it. Just one door between us and freedom. Okay, yeah, but... Got it. So, okay, I've only been going for like 34 minutes. We looked everywhere we could think of, but turned up nothing. Eventually, I couldn't keep my mouth shut any longer. Hey, what do you think the deal is with the stuff about the world being infested with some crazy virus? A pandemic seems like it would make the news, but I don't remember hearing anything. Wait a minute. You mentioned it, didn't you? Back when Dio was asking questions? We were in the infirmary. It was right after Quark lost it. And then Alice said, "So what's the rumor she was talking about?" I got the feeling you and Alice were talking about the same thing. Clover, what do you know? What are you and Alice anyway? I heard you guys belong to some sort of organization, but what is it? Clover was quiet for a long time. She bit her thumbnail and looked down at the floor. Finally, she lifted her head and met my eyes. Alright. Promise. Clover nodded and began to talk. I listened with rapt intent, at a complete loss for words. Here's what she said. Alice and I are agents of the SOIS, which is under the jurisdiction of the Department of Defense. SOIS stands for Special Office of Internal Security, and we're an elite intelligence division that investigates potentially disruptive or dangerous elements, such as domestic or foreign terrorists, radical political splinter groups, and religious organizations with extreme agendas that could pose a threat to the state or citizenry. Our existence hasn't been made public, so there are only a few people who even know we exist. Probably wondering how I even got involved with something like that, huh? Well, it started when I met Alice. I told you that I played the Nora game twice before, right? Well, this was after the second time, so about a year ago. We just escaped and we were all stuffed into this SUV barreling across the desert. I was driving, and that's when I saw her. Alice. She was standing next to the road with her thumb out. She was already working for the SOIS, and she'd been on her way to investigate the building we'd been trapped in as part of her investigation. But on the way there, her car had broken down. We offered to give her a ride, of course. After she got in, we started talking, and it turned out that Alice had gotten a tip that the terrorists she was after were in the building we'd been trapped in. We couldn't see how us playing the Nonary game had anything to do with terrorists, but Alice had a suggestion. Maybe the two people who trapped you in there are the terrorists. That didn't seem very likely to us, but we were chasing after them anyway, so we decided to bring Alice with us. Unfortunately, we didn't find them. As far as we know, they're still out there now on the run. Yeah. Anyway, we were taken back to SOIS headquarters and put into custody. I guess they thought there had to be some kind of connection between us being kidnapped and the terrorist group they were investigating. But they must have not found anything because after a few days of questioning, they let us go. I went home and returned to our lives. But things didn't go back to the way they'd been. My mom got real worried about me and my brother since we'd got kidnapped twice now, so she hired bodyguards for us. Oh, I haven't told you about my brother, have I? He's super awesome, for one. And he was in both the last two Nonary games, too. So anyway, we'd been grabbed twice. But the people behind the two Nonary games were totally different. That didn't matter to my mom, though, so after that, all these huge men in black suits followed me and my brother everywhere. It was awful. We were always being watched. People would look at us funny because we were being followed around by a bunch of creepy-looking guys. I couldn't stand it. Just when I thought I'd finally be free, all that was waiting for me was another kind of prison. The only time I was really happy was when I was hanging out with my brother. So we were talking it over one day, and we decided to leave, like run away. So we did it. After that, we lived on our own. I worked in a cafe and composed music. He plays and he no, I worked in a cafe and he composed music. He plays the harp and he started writing this kind of new agey music. It got kind of popular, so we didn't have to worry too much about surviving. Sometimes he'd play at little venues like coffee houses and stuff, and his fans would show up and listen to him play and cry. Or some of them would meet on their own and recite stuff from the books he'd written and play his songs. I know that sounds kind of like weird and culty, but they just do that stuff on their own, okay? My brother doesn't have anything to do with it. I believe you. Snake is awesome. Anyway, we did that for a while, and then one day Alice showed up. I need your help, she told us. We need people who can do what you can do. So we went to the location she gave us, and it turned out to be the headquarters of the SOIS, where they'd taken us after the second nonary game. They put us in a room with about a dozen or so other people who were all about the same age as us. A bunch of them looked familiar, too. It only took a moment to realize how we knew each other. They were the kids from the first nonary game. We were all excited to see each other again. We were hugging and shaking hands and stuff, and then Alice walked in. The horn went quiet. She walked up to the podium and looked around the room, making eye contact with each one of us. Right now, a terrorist organization is preparing for a major attack. They plan to trigger a viral pandemic. If they succeed, they will strike a massive blow against all of humanity, not just any one country. It's possible that we, as a species, will die out completely. We are doing our best to prevent this, but we need your help. You are what we call espers. You have the ability to access the morphogenetic field. We need that. I'm guessing you don't know what any of that is. But basically, we can do this thing that's kind of like telepathy. I mean, it isn't really telepathy, but that's probably the closest thing, okay? Espers can resonate their consciousness with another person through this thing called the morphogenetic field. The purpose of the first Nonary game was to research that ability, so they kidnapped kids who had the potential to do it and threw them into the game. Alice had gathered up all the kids from that experiment. Well, I mean, it had been 9 years since it happened, so we weren't really kids anymore. Anyway, everybody she brought in was an Esper. That included me and my brother, of course. Bet you think I'm just making all this up, huh? I don't blame you. It is pretty crazy. I mean, I was even starting to forget I could do that stuff. So when I heard Alice's story, I was like, screw that. I was trying to move on with my life, and now some shady government creeps wanted to use me to use some weird ability I had for them? No way. I wasn't even sure I could do it anymore. Some of the others felt differently, though, and they told Alice they'd do it. It was a job. After all, most people wouldn't turn down a salary like that. Alright, I forgot to tell you, she told us how much they'd pay us if we helped. It was a lot, more wealth than you can imagine. But I was still totally against doing it. My brother told me he'd go along with whatever I decided, so I decided we were leaving. A couple days passed, and then Alice showed up at our apartment. She didn't waste time. The people behind the first owner game might have been part of the terrorist organization Alice and the Sois were after. Wasn't that, she asked, something that I might want to know more about? That got me curious, my brother too. But the clincher was what Seven said to us. He was one of the guys that got abducted with us for the second owner game. She called him on her phone right then and there and handed it to us. You guys are the only people who can do this. We don't know where Junpei is. He's gone off to travel the world looking for Akane. I haven't been able to get a hold of him. Please, just do me a favor and help Alice out. Junpei equals, like Seven, another participant from the second Nonary game. Akane, one of the people behind the second Nonary game. Seven was a Japanese policeman, which was probably how Alice got in touch with him. Anyway, that did it. My brother and I agreed to join the Sois. For the next couple months, all we did was train. Half of the time, it was general knowledge and technical skills an SOIS agent needed, and the other half was learning to strengthen our Esper abilities. They'd actually known about Espers for quite a while and had a lot of techniques that helped us get better and stronger. After several months of hard work, we were finally ready for our first field mission. Don't tell! No! Mine was an infiltration. My brother stayed at the base, so I could relay information back through him. I was supposed to sneak into a research facility posing as one of the workers, and I'd use the morphogenetic field to transmit what I found back to my brother. But everything went wrong. It was a trap. The whole research facility was fake, and I got captured. Alice had to come and rescue me. I'd been sending information about the inside of the facility to my brother, and Alice used that information to come and find me. As soon as she got there, she picked me up and carried me out. Oh, I was relieved and happy to be alive and free, but I also felt ashamed and miserable. When she was carrying me back out, I started to cry. She was just so cool, and I wasn't. I wanted to be just like her, so from that day onward, I did everything I could to be more like Alice. No! Our infiltration ended in failure, but we did manage to get something useful. No! Clover's better than Alice, I swear! That's a fact! Ugh! Can Alice do any of that fancy Esper stuff? No, she can't, I don't think. So you know what? Clover equals better than Alice. Fuck you. Ugh. Ugh. Please tell me Snake is still alive. I would be very sad if Snake had died. In fact, we were able to figure out where their headquarters was. The directions decided that December 25th, 2028 would be the day we would strike. This time I promised myself we wouldn't screw it up. I was finally... No. I was finally able to get some answers about something that had been with me for most of my life. But then, on December 22nd, 3 days before the raid, Alice and I were attacked by people in gas masks while we were going over our plans. Wait, people? Like, more than one? And when you woke up, you were in the warehouse. All that talking seemed to have tired Clover out. She sighed and her long hair swayed as she moved. Hey, I got a few questions. Well, first off, your, powers, I guess. I'm guessing you can't use them right now? No response? What? Right. Whatever. I have some other questions, so moving on. I think I understand what Alice was talking about now. They were trying to spread that virus, right? Okay. So who are they? What? Why not? You told me all that other stuff, but this is too much? I already told you I wouldn't tell her. Fine. Let me rephrase. When are they going to do it? So you don't know. But that could mean just about anything. Wait, you don't mean that they might have already released the virus? Are you saying you, me, and Alice were frozen and the pandemic happened while we were on ice? Wait. No, that doesn't make sense. Nobody else has heard of Radical 6 either. Really? All 6 of them? So you're saying Tenmyoji, Dio, Phi, and Luna are all lying? I guess they are a little suspicious. And what's their motive? Then what's the motive for a terrorist organization to start a pandemic? Purifying the unclean? What? What are you doing? Nine. She leapt up suddenly excited. Neo, what? She spoke. She pulled something out of her pocket. It was the injection gun complete with a vial of medication. Oh, right. I remember that. It was in the safe in the treatment center, right? I didn't have any idea what it was, though, so I gave it to you. Are you saying you've heard about this neostigmine stuff before? You remembered? Sorry, but I still don't get it. That poison in our bracelets! Tubocurine is the poison in our bracelets, right? Oh, that's not the second thing if you get penalized, Clover. Oh, God. 18 plus. I mean, yeah. Yeah, fucking 18 plus because of Alice. So you're saying this neostigmine keeps it from working? Just making sure, so we can inject ourselves with this if we get penalized. Yay! That means we can only use it on one person. Well, it's still good news. This means one of us can break the rules once. Like, let's see. What? Hey, Clover, wait! Clover! It was too late. Clover was already on the lift and gone. Damn. I was, I think understandably, upset. No stairs, my only choice was wait for the lift to come back down. As soon as it was back, I jumped on and headed upstairs. Phi! Where did Clover go? Phi, can you hear me? She didn't say anything, just stared at me with her mouth half open. Her eyes seemed slightly glazed and her body was unnaturally stiff. Phi? Grabbed her shoulder and shook her gently. Slowly, she raised her arm, fingers drooping limply from it. She gestured toward the exit that led away from the warehouse. That way? She went out that door? Vi's only answer was a slow, shallow nod. Right, got it. Thanks. I headed for the exit, then paused. You look pretty tired. Get some rest, alright? Still no response. There was something odd about her, but catching Clover seemed like more of a priority. I turned back around and jogged out the door toward the treatment center. Stay with Fly! No! Stay with Beep! I censored what I wanted to yell at him because it would give away plot points. No, 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 no! Go back to Phi! Go back towards Beep! I'm taking the censor away from the censors. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Horrible. Horrible. Huh? This is weird. Where's everybody? I'd assume Alice would be in the treatment center, so Clover would have gone there to find her, but the room was empty. Luna and Tenmyoji were gone too. They left Quark, and the readout on his pod said his vital signs were still normal. As far as I could tell, he was still asleep. Fine, guess it's time to go look somewhere else. Made my way out of the treatment center. Go back to Phi. Go back to Phi. This is the pantry. Go back to Phi, dumbass! Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Go back to Phi, Sigma. Captain's quarters. No, the crew quarters. The lounge. This is the lounge. That was a sexy poster. What the hell? What is going on here? I can't find anybody. Every single room is empty. Wait, there's still one place I haven't checked. The infirmary. Don't tell me. No, 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 no. Don't tell me everybody's dead. Infirmary. Bad signs. I ran into the room and stopped short. I might as well have run into a brick wall. My chest tightened so much I could barely breathe. No. What? What happened? But my whole body convulsed, whether from terror or nausea, I couldn't tell. My legs went limp and I crumpled to the floor. Something sticky pressed against the palm of my hand, and I looked down to see blood, a vast, warm pool of fresh blood stretching out across the room, lapping at my legs and hands. Why? This can't be real. How could... In the middle of the lake of blood, like an island of flesh, were bodies. They were a bloody tangle of lifeless limbs and dead eyes, with too much blood and chaos for me to tell who was who. Well, let's see, I see Luna, Phi, Tenmyoji, Dio, Clover. Okay, let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Where's K? Did they slice themselves open or stabbed one another? I couldn't tell. All the blood. Too much blood. Whatever they'd done, it was clear that what tool they used to do it. The scalpel. A scalpel lay in the blood next to them, its handle and blade streaked with gore. This was how they had died. This tiny blade. Oh god. This is it. It's all over. This is how it ends. That's right. I have to end it. This nightmare will finally be over. Time to wake up. No, Sigma! My fingers scraped across the floor as I picked up the scalpel. I lifted it slowly, carefully to my neck as if someone were guiding my hand with theirs, and drew it across my throat. Oh, sweet Jesus. Bad end. Wow! I think I know why he felt like someone was guiding his hand. Oh, that's not it. Etsuko Tanaka. Huh. You know, sometimes that's my in-game name. I didn't realize it was a woman's name. It could be a woman's name. 03rd Tarako. Cool. Localization. Can I skip this? Access games. Yeah, hold on. What? Secret Agent Woman. I apologize. I was eating a little bit of burrito. So we got an end, Clover. Like, literally. It said Clover dash end. So, I'm going to save here, though. We got an end. Well, we gotta go back here. How are we doing on time? Yeah, I'm going to end the episode here. That was a wild ride. Oh, we have to betray Quark! No! Oh, I don't want to. I deserve whatever death comes to me after this decision. So thank you guys so much for watching. We figured out how we're going to save ourselves on Lock 3. So I will see you when we come back to that. Bye-bye!